like Bandura, who is one of my favorite psychologists, I believe that development is continuous throughout one's lifespan. I disagree with the stage theorists for the most part because I don't believe development is discontinuous. So my case study is focused through social cognitive theory. The key terms to keep in mind are reciprocal determinism. That means people's behavior influences their environment and their environment influences their behavior. Key term is self-efficacy, a person's belief that they can achieve desired outcomes. The outcome of this case study is increased self-efficacy through sharing of their reciprocal determinism. My desire for this project was to develop social learning through interactions. By having my clients send me videos of their life experiences and what they can teach me, their self-efficacy should increase. And as you see in Aaron's thoughts at the end, they have. I'll let the videos speak for themselves. They shared a lot of footage with me, about an hour. I boiled it down to about 13 minutes. So see what you think about this as you watch Ryan and Aaron and their baby Sylvan.
Hi Reed, I'm starting my first video for you. I am up here at our property. That is where we're working. We're not living here yet, but Ryan's working here every day. Here's my family. Okay, I'm gonna teach you some stuff. This is taro. This is like the staple crop of the Hawaiians, and it just grows everywhere. It grows in low-lying areas. And you use the leaves for, you can use them for lau, and you can make stew out of them. And then the taro chips, like that's what you use the bottom for. This is the vanilla vines. The beans are looking amazing. Look at that. Look how long they are. Wow. These vanilla vines are native to Mexico, and the bee that evolved to pollinate them is extinct, and even then it was only native to, or no, it's not extinct, but it's endangered. It was only native to that part of Mexico, so anyone else who grows vanilla has to hand pollinate, and that's one thing I'm pretty proud of recently, was learning how to pollinate these. They're orchids, vanilla orchids, and you have to hand pollinate them. But then once you do, you get these rad, I think it goes all the way up the tree. I don't know if you can see, yeah, there's more beans way up there. And this is a cacao tree that they're growing up. And that's gonna be a whole nother lesson. Look at all these, like basically 1 flowers a day, and you have to pollinate each one a day, and then it closes, and that's your only chance. And so each little stalk there, see, each little node is a flower, and that each node was a flower one day. So we could have had way more if we'd been here every day, but we have this many because those are the days we were here. Anyways, it's cool. Okay, that's it. I'm making a video for Reed.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Well, our pile of wood we had to burn.
Whoa. So that was all the walls of that house that we just showed you. That's everything in here is the old walls of that house is completely eaten by termites. So that all has to burn so that you don't get more termites. You probably still will get more termites, but it's like the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, these are mamaki. This is like a local tea. It's a real specialty. And you brew the leaves. It's supposed to be great for the health. It tastes great. I'm getting started with electrical, and the first thing with electrical is just putting in all the electrical boxes wherever you want them. So I pretty much did the upstairs. Code for these is every 12 feet along the wall, and then just figure out where your switches make sense and everything. Sometimes symmetry makes sense, because that's the spot for the bed. So they just nail in. And I put sometimes a little 2x4 block till I put them in the right spot. But downstairs is a little more complicated. So this wall is fixing to be our some fridge, cabinet, sink, stove over here, and a little bit of cabinet space there under that window. And so, because this was put together with some of the older lumber, if you can see, the wall wasn't flush, the different thicknesses to it. So I've been what they call furring it out. They call this a furring strip. It's just a piece of wood that you put on to match the thickness. Like this one had to come out an inch. Most of these had to come out a little more than half an inch. Some of them were a little less. So I was trying to kind of take some of the wiggle out of the wall and also make it a flat plane. So yeah, it's called furring out the wall. Oh, I'll show you this too. This is a little handy thing they talk about. It's called a story pole. I don't know, some guy made it up. But you mark down where you want your little outlet things and anything else like pipe heights and stuff like that. And then they'll come out the same. You don't have to, it actually is pretty fussy to pull the tape measure out like 50 times for each one of these kinds of things. And so it saves a lot of time. And it's a little more mistake proof because like there's gonna be a floor that goes on the subfloor and it all comes up like about an inch. And so you can get like off by one, things like that pretty easily.
Hi, Reed. This is our house where we live right now. And these are our propane tanks that we have to load up into the truck because we ran out of propane last night in the middle of a bath for Sylvan. Oh, Sylvan, don't run into the street. Okay, anyways, yeah, we're gonna load these up in the back. We're gonna go get propane in town and get some coffee, and then we're gonna go to the farmer's market, and I'll try to maybe film that. Okay, Sylvan's partying in the back. All right. This is our little farmer's market. It's mostly like not vegetables, but this lady sells vegetables. But we get fresh eggs here, and we get some sauce, some lamb sausage that this lady makes that's right near the front, right there. So this spot is on some lava that's pretty new, like it's from the 90s, I want to say. There used to be this road that went all the way to the volcano park, but it came and blocked it, so this is like the end of the road. And it's mostly managed by this family whose property was the last property that didn't get covered. And they used to have this big Wednesday night party, but they haven't been doing that since COVID, so now they're doing this farmer's market on Saturday mornings. And it's cute. We see like friends with babies here, and Sylvan likes to play with these dogs. Okay, we're done at the farmer's market. Here's these cute guys.
Hey.
Okay, and so the things we got are, we got some sourdough bread, we got cucumbers and bananas and papayas, and we got eggs, and then in there's some fish. The lady was calling it, what was it, kamanu or something? Hawaiian salmon. We got some guacamole, $3. And, oh, the other stuff's in here. Some papayas, I think, and turnips. Anyways, okay, I'm not doing a good job filming, but I'll send this to you. Okay, bye.
Hey Reed, what's up, man? Happy Halloween. I wanted to show you the front of our place. I'm here, unlocking the gate. I was just gonna take you up our road so you could kind of see. This was like the highway, you know, just like a little, you know, somewhere in the 101 up in the north or something. It's just like one of those little highways. So what I was thinking of saying when I got in the truck was just how I've learned a lot about road building and road maintenance in this last recent chapter of my life, more than I expected. And it's a really unglamorous part of like the lifestyle. Just string trimmer away, man, just buzz at the stuff. And that's just the only common wisdom there is. Like I spent pretty much like 2 full days just like clearing this grass along this stretch this last week, as I kind of let it go, you know, during getting the roof on the cabin. It was like real rush. And there's actually, if you look straight ahead past this turn, the road continues, but it's just been taken over by that grass. And this is like this running grass that it just runs and drops roots, and it gets huge. Like these sides, which are about like 10 feet tall, you can kind of just clear them with a bulldozer. It's just like grass. I call it anxiety grass. That's my name for it. But it's I hear people call it California grass. I haven't looked up what it actually is. And then we have all these big ornamental, not ornamental, but like these big real guavas here. These are what they call commercial guavas around here. And they make big fruits, which basically just kind of keep the pigs happy around here. Or keep them present, ever present probably. Because the pigs live here, man. It's weird to be on a warpath with the pigs. All right, man. So this is a good spot for a pig trap. It's flat. It's right by the road, and it's already an ex-pigsty from recently. Maybe about, I don't know, maybe about a month ago. They were really like tearing it around out here. So guavas are in season, and also lilacois. I'm gonna keep the lilacois. But the guavas are also delicious, but they're just all over the ground. And, you know, like catching anybody, create a little scarcity so that when one of the pigs is like, bro, I know this guava spot that's amazing.
Hey Reed, we're here at the property, and I remember you said you were interested in cacao, so this is one of our trees. This one, it's like a little too bushy. They're not supposed to be so many. You're supposed to give it more of like an airy, open feeling so everything can get sun trickling down, you know? So this one is like way too crowded, so we need to prune it. But nonetheless, look at how many cacao pods. Like, okay, see that orange one and that red one? There's like so many that are growing on it. The one back here, this one got a lot more pruning, so see how it's just way more opened up? It doesn't have all that bushiness. Right now all its pods are green, but look how many there are. For how tiny this tree is, there's like pods on every little spot. It's awesome. So these turn yellow eventually. What you do to find out if they're ripe is you scratch it and see how it's green under there? If it's ripe, when you scratch it, it'll stay the color. Like if it's a yellow pod, it'll stay yellow. So if this was supposed to stay red, it would stay red. If you scratch it and it's green, basically that means it's not ripe. That's the calabash. And they carve gourds. It's like a traditional vessel. Like you cut it open and you can use it like for a ladle or for carrying water. If they get really big, you use them for dishes and stuff. And they would make these really cool designs. They'd scratch them in and then wash ink over it so that it made these cool patterns and designs. There's a peppercorn vine growing, so these are peppercorns. And I've been harvesting tons of them. Are there any more right here? No, they're just kind of sprinkled all about, but they're climbing up in here. And there's lots of peppercorns, so we have like pepper for forever. And these cool anthuriums.
So yeah, so this kind of tub is called a drop-in tub, and what you do is you build a platform for it around it, and then you sort of drop it in so it looks like it's just sitting in your tile or whatever. And so I'm building a little platform for it here, or this is the pony wall that goes in front of it. That's gonna sit right on that break in the floor. And since there's this space here, I'm gonna make like a little cubby. It's gonna have like a 15-inch little spot with a door you can open. So there's the idea with the pony wall.
Hey Reed, I know we said we were gonna do a video of what we gained and gathered from this project, and I feel like it's just kind of scratching the surface. It would be cool to have a more structured thing like this in a way where we're trading little bits of our lives. I mean, I know like Instagram and Facebook exist, but like, first of all, those suck, and it's just not, you know, when you're just doing person to person, it's very different than if you're like broadcasting something to everyone you know. But just kind of like peer to peer, person to person, whatever you want to call it, like if we could be sharing the little details and things worth learning, like you're saying, of our lives, I just think it would be so constructive.